Hello folks, Simon here. Welcome back to the channel and thanks for tuning in to episode 9 of our Chrono Cross playthrough. I hope you guys are enjoying this series so far. First things first, it was actually Good Friday yesterday from the perspective of me recording this video, and it's Easter Day tomorrow. So apologies, this video will be a little bit on the shorter side, but that's because I do have other plans for the Easter weekend. But I hope you guys have, well, past tense for you, have all had a nice Easter, since it will be Monday when this video is uploaded. Right then, first things first, we're going to take the boat over to Arni Village today, and that's because ultimately we need to be going over to the Dragon Isle, but we need to be doing it in the homeworld dimension, not in the alternate reality in which we find ourselves. So we're going to go there a little bit later. There's one optional thing, one optional item we can get before we do that, which is quite easily missable, so I do recommend you do this. And in order to get this, we're going to start by heading over to Opossa Beach. And the reason for this is where we use the amulet that we collected at the end of the last episode that allows us to switch dimensions. This was where the adventure originally began, I'm sure you will remember, all those episodes ago now, when Serge was whooshed off to this parallel world, and this is how we are going to get back. So approach this location. The first time you do so, you will get a bit of a cutscene with some dialogue, and as we're going through that, I'll just take the opportunity to thank all of you for watching these videos so far, and for those of you who have subscribed as well, which is always a good idea if you want to be notified of future content. And a big thank you as well, of course, to everybody who's been supporting the channel as patrons and YouTube members. Once we've got through that dialogue, we're going to bring up our item list here and select the Astral Amulet. Just make sure you're standing in this anomaly here. And we'll get another cutscene. We are now effectively switching back to the original dimension. And it's important to note that the locations in this game effectively have two forms. They have the original form and they have the alternate dimension form. So a lot of the stuff that you can do in one particular dimension is not available in the other, and vice versa. So you will be making use of this amulet as we go through the game together and switch between the dimensions on various occasions, including right now. So now we are back in the home world, or the home dimension. One thing to note is that the boat has disappeared. That's because it isn't in this dimension. So we are very limited in where we can travel at the moment. For example, we haven't yet been to Fossil Valley in the home dimension, which is why we can't run through. We'd have to traverse it as a dungeon first. We're not going to Fossil Valley. I was just using that to make a point. So let's enter Arni Village. Now, if you've been following along, especially with the early episodes, you should already have spoken to the waitress. If not, don't worry, you just got a couple more journeys through the dimensions at the beach to do. But what we want to do, we need to speak to the waitress. She's going to tell us, this is in the home world, she's going to tell us that she likes to write poetry. We then need to switch to the alternate dimension, speak to that form of the waitress, and she will tell us she's given up on writing poetry. Again, if you're following along, that is where you will already be. It's where I am. So now back in the home world, we're going to speak to her again for a third time. And we tell her that the alternate form of the waitress is no longer writing poetry. And so she wants to inspire her a little bit and gives us a book of her poem collection. And, yep, you've probably guessed it, we now need to hand this book of poems over to the alternate reality waitress. So, that means going back to the beach. And switching back dimensions again. Like I said, you'll be doing this a number of times throughout the game. So we just approach the anomaly and select the Astral Amulet. But at least this serves as a good, I suppose, a little tutorial on how this whole thing works. Yes, you do have to watch this cutscene each time. Right, and now we are back then, of course, in the alternate reality. So we're going to head back to that waitress. And this is where we can pick up our easily missable reward. Yeah, I do believe this is only available as well for a short time. I could be wrong on that. I only ever do it at this point. So we'll speak to her again. Oh, we need to actually give her the item. So we'll just get through the dialogue here first. Yeah, I didn't mean to press this button. We have heard all that before, so let's tap the correct button, the item giving button, and select the Book of Poems. Well, we seem to have inspired her, and for that we get the rainbow shell ingredients, so keep hold of that for now. Okay, so that's it for the first bit of optional content today. But as I say, we're going to the Dragon Isle, which in and of itself is an optional location. The boat's here because we're in the alternate reality, but we once again need to go back to the home reality, and that's because the Dragon Isle stuff that we need to do is in the home reality. So let's go ahead and select the Astral Amulet once more. Before going any further, I would advise that you have just made sure to have maxed out any minimal stat gains that you want to get, because we will soon be engaging in a boss battle. There is some enemies we're going to fight before that, but I just like to play it safe and make sure that we have our stat gains done and sorted. Oh, I forgot to mention as well, I don't think I had Kid in the party at the end of the last episode. I've put her in, I've replaced the dog, mainly so that we can steal when need be. Or pilfer. Whatever it's known as here. Okay, so we don't have access to the boat, which means you might think it's not possible to get to the Dragon Isle. But in fact, if you come to the dock here in Arnie Village in the home world, we can speak to this old fisherman. And he's going to allow us access in with his boat. Or he's going to actually sail us over to the Dragon Isle himself. For 100 gold, of course. Yes, take me. It seems this fisherman has in fact visited the Dragon Isle in times past. So he knows where he's going. Unlike me most of the time, always getting us lost. Well, that's one of the good things about doing YouTube videos over live streams, is that I get to edit out all the mistakes and you guys will never know. Right, so this quaint looking place is the Dragon Isle, and the way we navigate this first part of the dungeon is a little bit awkward. We jump onto these lily pads here. By the way, we can speak to the fisherman whenever we want to return back to Arnie Village and he'll take us back. Yeah, we jump on these lily pads and they move us around in a very linear fashion, a very fixed fashion. So we don't need to jump on this one. I am doing this from memory, so I hope I get this right, because there's 3 optional items we can grab from this area. Okay, and I think we need to go on this one. And next up over here. Oh, no, I've missed an item. I apologise. Like I said, going from memory. So, right, the one I was about to jump on would take us back over to the east. Over here, yada, yada, yada. And on to the next one. Yep, that's better. This should take us over to the side where we can get the first item. The items here aren't that exciting, but for the sake of completion, we do want to get them all, don't we? Yeah, that's where I want to be. Up the wall, and there's the chest. 1 of 3, sorted. Aqua Ball. Okay, with the item in tow, we're going to just effectively backtrack. And this time we are going to head up. If I can get up there. We are going to head up a little bit further to the top of the screen. But not towards the exit, so I need to get this right again. Hopefully I do. Yep. So this one here will take us to the exit that's over here. We're going to leave that for now. And jump over onto this side. Yeah, like I say, it is very linear. It's just not always obvious which lily pad is going to take you where. Yeah, this will get us to the second item of the 3. So, up one ladder, down the next. This time for an Ice Blast. The third item is actually hidden. So you won't have seen it yet. But don't worry, I know what I'm doing. He says with absolutely no confidence whatsoever. Okay, this time we're going to head over to the Record of Fate. And we're just going to leave it for now. We are going to save in a moment because once we leave this area, we can't come back until we've done the next part of the dungeon. Right, yeah, just behind the waterfall then is a piece of iron. Not all that exciting, but hey, it's there, it's free. We're going to take it, aren't we? Yeah, make sure you save up here. And as we go into the next area, the first thing you're going to notice is that it has been invaded by dwarfs. And they're not happy we are here. Here's a question for you guys. What is the correct plural for dwarf? Is it dwarfs or dwarves? Let me know what you think in the comments section. And don't cheat. Right then, okay. We can chat to some of the people, we can engage in some battles, or we can just proceed directly into the next area. I decided to kill the dwarfs because, why not? When you're ready, we're going to head up here. And into the next area, where there's going to be a forced battle. I don't want to call it a boss fight because it's just against 3 ordinary dwarfs. But, I mean, you get a star level from it, so, you know, it kind of is, isn't it, I suppose? But it's not difficult, don't worry. One little tip as well I'm going to share with you guys. It's not really needed for this fight. But if you have the diminish element equipped, then... Oh, okay, it's not quite a normal fight. I did forget we had the chieftain, and he does like to do some stuff. But one thing you can do is have the diminish element equipped, and if you're just going to be using physical attacks, you can cast diminish to reduce the damage of the elements of the enemies. And even though diminish reduces all elemental prowess, it doesn't affect you if you're only using physical attacks. So just something to bear in mind. Let's go ahead and... Oops, not meant to do that. Let's go ahead and take out the main dwarf. So they've got about 150 HP each. Multiple misses doesn't help, but it is what it is. We just have to deal with that. To be honest, I don't even know who the main dwarf is here. One of the guys with a cleaner helmet. Like I say, it doesn't matter too much. Let's just take them all out. We've got Daggy Dwarf A, Daffy Dwarf B, A. Yeah, I don't think it matters. Let's just focus on them one at a time, is probably all we need to do. The dwarfs are funny. I'll give them that. But they need to die, ultimately. Thoroughly unpleasant. Right, let's just go ahead and... Dun-dun-dum-dun-dum. For some reason... Oh, I don't have enough yet to do what I want to do. So let's get to level 4 first. And now elements. Ah, we need to be level 5. Crikey. Oh yeah, of course, it makes sense. I didn't realise I had it all the way over there. I thought it was on the first one. I'm talking about the elements, sorry. Yeah, I'm just mumbling to myself here while I get through this battle. Yeah, I thought I had the diminish element equipped on the first of the element tables for Kid. Which is why I was not seeing diminish there as I expected to. But that don't matter now. Maybe we can minimise the damage of these electro jolts if we can cast it though. Which wouldn't be too bad at all. Hi-ho, war cry. Right, let's try it now, shall we? There we go. Yep, it affects every target on the screen, as I've mentioned. It won't affect physical attacks, either ours or theirs. It does affect healing, though. As far as I know. Yeah, I had forgotten this battle was a little bit lengthier than the other dwarf battles because of the summons here. But it's fine, we're getting through. 9 damage electro jolt. Instead of, what was it before, about 15? We should get recover all after this. I do need to equip a little bit more healing. Mainly for after battles, so it can be used at the menu, at the battle spoil screen. Yeah, there's our new star level. And a bunch of electro jolts, which I really don't care about at the moment, to be honest with you. Retreat! Yeah, looks like they're off. Okay, so we're going to head up here. We do actually want to kill these dwarfs, first of all, because of the stat gains. Okay, the exit we want to take then is just this one. It's optional, but should give us an item. In fact, it will give us an item. Not a bad one either. You may have, yeah, probably saw this when we went through this screen earlier. This is the magic ring accessory, so we'll nab that. Just remind myself, actually, exactly what that accessory is like. Let's see who can equip it. Yeah, we can equip it on Kid. It just improves magic power, basically. Yeah, I'll give it to Kid, since if anybody's going to be using elements for damage, it will be her out of the 3 of them. Right, you can have a look around some of these others, some of these other exits, but there's no items or anything to grab from them. So, don't worry about that too much. There's one other exit on the right as well if you want to go and have an exploration through there, but I'm just going to head down here and down the bottom of the screen. Now, there's a save point here, but just bear in mind, you know, that once you save at this point, you can't really return until you've defeated the next boss. So, I don't know, you might want to go onto another save file or not when you save. It's up to you. You don't want to lock yourselves here for some reason. You really struggle to get past the boss. But you shouldn't do. But it's a warning I need to give you. After saving, we're going to be heading down. There is one item that we can grab on our way to the next battle. So let's go ahead and open the chest just under the waterfall here for a scaly dress. And then we're going to make our way down one more level. Remember, the diminish element might be your friend here. Along with, you might want to use high res. I'm not going to bother. But there is some nasty abilities here, especially one that's, what's it called? Element damage or element shot. That's the one. And what it does is it targets a party member with a damaging element that's opposite to their innate, so it does extra damage. High res can prevent that, but it's an expensive thing to cast, to tell you the truth. It's level 4 and only puts it on one party member. Yeah, some people recommend it, but I'm not going to worry about it so much for this fight. Hopefully Diminish will do its job. So Kid has Diminish, although she can't use it immediately, as we need to get her element level to 5 here, which will take a few attacks. This is the Dwarf Tank. The Dwarf Tank is a bit of a beast. It has 1,000 hit points. What I recommend is, first of all, we have to get rid of these little mini dwarfs, and that's because they like to heal the tank. And we don't want them healing the tank for obvious reasons. The good thing is, they go down very quickly. They've only got 150 HP. So, getting them out of the equation, first of all, is the obvious thing. Kind of annoying that he didn't die there, because of that stupid miss that we had to face. Yeah, element shot, this is pretty nasty. You might have to heal after this one. Yeah, 90 damage. Thoroughly unpleasant. Yeah, let's get Kid's level built up here so that we can get diminishing action. Ooh, not quite enough just yet. Okay, next time we can use it. Surge is just going to crack on with the physical damage. Glenn is going to have to heal himself before Kid casts. Oh, the boss casts high res on itself, does it? Well, we'll just have to deal with that. So let's go ahead and see what we've got in terms of heals here. Just tablets, which ain't... Oh, we've got recover all, but I don't think we want to be using that just yet. Nope. Yeah, that's better. I know it's only 30 HP. But it should just keep him alive a little bit longer. Okay, I probably could have done some physical attacks there first with Kid, but I did just want to get that diminish in action. So now, it's not that it's going to be an easy battle necessarily, but it should be far more manageable with that elemental damage from the boss coming our way being halved. Now, the effects are only temporary, but if we don't keep missing here, then it should have been long enough, but I don't know. We don't seem to be having a huge amount of success with our hit percentages. Yeah, look at that. It's now only doing 35 damage. I think it did like 90 or something on Glenn, didn't it? Although, it didn't do the black colour, which I was expecting, so that reduced the damage further as well. Oh, come on. Will you please learn to hit successfully? Yeah, let's just stick to the physical attacks. Okay, another elemental shot. This is black against Surge, so this will do additional damage. And it looks like... Yeah, it looks like What's-It has finished now. Diminished, so we need to get that back in action. So here's the next plan. We're going to do heal with Glenn. Because he's got recover all. So that should get everyone back up to snuff, which is what we need. And then Kid is going to be able to go ahead and do diminish once more. Maybe just get a couple of attacks in first. Oh, probably should have done diminish. See, that's why I did it the first time without getting attacks in. Because you can't always see the turn order. In fact, you can never see it. And it can be difficult to predict. Although I don't think diminish would have had an effect there anyway. Oh, flip. I've ran out of stamina. Yeah, I should have just cast it. I was trying to be a little bit cocky, wasn't I? And it's not gone in my favour at all. Still, hopefully the boss is almost down. We'll get it into play this turn anyway. Oh, I think we're okay. I think we're done. A bit of a tanky boss. It is called the Hi-Ho Tank or something. Oh, I forgot to steal. I always forget to steal. You know, the good news is there's not a great bunch of stuff we can steal from that fight. But I must remember to be stealing more. You guys keep reminding me. I'm always forgetting. I mean, the whole point of me having Kid in the party is to steal, and I keep forgetting to do so. Still, what we do get is our next star level. And look at that. We're now getting over 200 HP on some of our party members. Not too bad at all, I have to say. I'm quite happy with that. Okay. Just want to dwell on my beautiful stats now that we've got 13 star levels. But not much else we can do here, so let's head into the next room. Oh yeah, we have this cutscene first. It's alright, the dragon itself is located in the next area. Okay, so after our little conversation with Rosetta, we're going to head over and see what plays out here. Meet the ice dragon. Oh, sorry, the water dragon. It gives us an ice element. Yeah, so we get the ice breath, which is nice. And we also get frog prints. Now, what the heck is frog prints? It's a flipping summon! Seems that We've peed everybody off. We're good at that, aren't we? Sticking our noses in where they're not belonging. But at least we got a couple of items out of it, so it was worth it. We might have annoyed the native population, but we're not coming back here for a while, don't worry. Hey, it's Lynx. Oh, it's always nice to get a bit of backstory for our party members, isn't it? Even if they are a little cliche at times. Okay then, that was our visit to the Dragon Isle, and very important it was. The main thing that we needed to get was the ice breath from the dragon, which isn't an element, by the way. Okay, just to clarify, what that is an item that will allow us to walk through lava. In a similar sense, you know how we could walk through the poison water at one of the first places we visit, the marshes, when we grabbed an item that allowed us to do that? Well, it's a similar thing. So, just going to make the next dungeon a lot more manageable. But the star levels and the summon and all of that good stuff isn't too shabby either. Just a heads up that once you choose to leave this place, you will not be able to come back for a long while. Okay. But I am going to go ahead and choose to leave this place, as we are done here. We've got what we came for. Okay, so he's taken us back to Arnie Village. Don't forget, we are still in the original homeworld. And the next dungeon that we're going to be doing is back in the alternate reality. So before we finish up, I'm just going to head back over to the beach and use the amulet once more. That will put us back in with the reality with our boat and what have you. Which will be exactly where we need to be ready for the next episode. So while we're doing that, I'm going to thank you guys for stopping by and watching today's... So I had a mind blank there about what reality we were in, but no, we are in the home world going back to the alternate reality. Yeah, thanks so much for stopping by for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please do drop a like. That really does support the channel, actually. And come back next time. We'll be picking up pretty much from this point. I'm not going to be doing a whole lot off screen because of the fact that it is Easter now, from the perspective of me recording this video, so I will be quite busy. But I am looking forward to picking things up with you guys. So have a wonderful day. I hope you all had a lovely Easter once more. And I'll see you all next time. Take care, everybody.